What's going on, y'all? It's Gum TCG, and today I got the green background because we're talking about money. That's right, we're going to talk about some card prices. If you haven't noticed, the One Piece TCG market is very inflated right now, and some for good reasons, some for not. A lot of new card reveals lately have pumped up the prices of things, but other things have just been buyouts because cards are special, I guess. So I just wanted to take a minute and take a big overview of the market. We're not going to highlight certain cards too heavily like most other market watches. I just wanted to look at all the sets up until this point and take a look at the card prices high to low and really see what's happening here. So we're going to start off with OP05, go to 4, 3, 2, 1, and then also a couple promotion cards because some of those get kind of pricey as well because they are limited and hard to get. So yeah, before we do that, I want to say if you're not subscribed, definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this, deck profiles, gameplay, other things like that. Make sure to subscribe. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers and I would really appreciate it. And I also want to shout out Dueling Guard. If you haven't heard of Dueling Guard, they are the best TCG accessory company on the market. They make high quality anime inspired TCG accessories like deck boxes, binders, and playmats. And if you're looking for something to step up your One Piece trading card game, right now they have the 3 Captains bundle live on their website that showcases the 3 Captains, Luffy, Kid, and Law, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So make sure to go pre-order that before it sells out. Go check out the link in my description and use code GumGumTCG for a discount at checkout. What? You haven't heard of Dueling Guard? Dueling Guard is the best TCG accessory company on the market. They have high quality deck boxes, binders, and playmats made for people who enjoy playing and collecting trading card games in style. They have tons of designs based off of fan favorite animes such as One Piece, Bleach, Full Metal Alchemist, and many more. They hit the ground running earlier this year making high quality TCG accessories with beautiful designs that have sold out many times, so if you haven't picked up any of their products, make sure to do so before they sell out again. I have a few deck boxes and playmats from them already and can attest to how they don't cut any corners when it comes to quality, performance, and design. I highly recommend their products and use them every time I play cards. Be sure to check the description below for a link to their site and use code GumGumTCG for a discount at checkout. Alright y'all, so like I said, we're going to start off with OP05, and I mean, as we can see here, we have the Monkey D. Luffy Gear 5 Manga Rare. I mean, 5,000 for the lowest listing, you know, market price is 2,800, so there haven't been sales at 5,000, but for this to be the lowest price is absolutely insane to me. And I mean, I guess I saw it coming. Like when I saw this card was revealed, I pre-ordered a bunch of boxes in hopes to pull it. And if you did pull it, lucky you. But if you sold it, I guess not, because it's very, very hard to pull, very high in price right now. And if you got this for like 1,800 bucks when it was lowest listings a while ago, good on you. But the next highest is a case of OP05, and that's for 3K. I mean, that's absolutely insane. You know, when a set gets revealed and you can pre-order boxes, usually you can find them for 90, maybe a little lower than 90 a piece. So your case is going to be right around $1,000, maybe a little lower if you're lucky, if you're ordering a lot of them at once. But 3,000 for a case of 12 boxes is absolutely absurd. I guess if you factor in that you can pull a $5,000 card or 2,000, 1,200, 1,000 cards like that, and then also with all the other cards you could pull, I mean, it kind of makes sense, but this is just crazy to me. And one of the reasons I think we're seeing so much inflation on card prices and stuff is just the lack of product. There is a lack of product from Bandai. Sure, you could say it's everywhere, but everywhere is in the hands of resellers that want to sell these boxes for way over market price. We look at the price of a box right now. I picked up my boxes on pre-order months ahead in advance, and I always do this, and I get them for $90 a piece. One booster box of Awakening of the New Era is closing in on $300 for the lowest listing on TCG Player, which is absolutely insane to me. I mean, I guess if you have the best box you could pull without a manga or a signature is Sakazuki Leader and Yamato, which means that you would be coming out over a little bit if that was your two big hits and then a couple supers. I mean, you'd be coming out a little bit over the market price here, but that's just still insane to me. And like I said, it feels like a lack of product on Bandai's side for not printing when they know the demand is there. And I've heard reports of them canceling massive amounts of orders, slashing pre-orders in half for stores and distributors, and it's kind of sad to me to see that they're doing it like that when a game like this is in high demand. And you compare it to something like Lorcana. Lorcana came out shortly after One Piece did, and the demand was there. I mean, their market was just as hot. People were going crazy for this product. So what did Disney do? They printed a metric fuck ton of this product and distributed it everywhere. I find Lorcana everywhere now. You can find it at Walmart. You can find it at Hot Topic. You can find it at Five Below. You can find it at Box Lunch. You can find it at Target. I mean, you can find Lorcana booster packs anywhere. And even your card shops, they have booster boxes. They have structure decks. I mean, they have everything. You cannot say the same about the One Piece card game. And for this card game to be a year old, I think that's just a little ridiculous, and I'm sorry if this is turning into a rant, but that's just my personal opinion on it. For the people that want to play this game or want to get into this game, and maybe they want to start by buying 2 structure decks of one of their favorite leaders, say they want to try out the Black Sakazuki structure deck, you can't. You literally cannot, because they are retail like $50 or more right now on the secondhand market, and you cannot find those anywhere. So you would have to buy singles. But guess what? Great Eruption's in there. Hina's in there. Just a ton of really good cards are in there, and that makes that deck really expensive right now because there is a meta leader. And if they were to reprint some of the older structure decks and then just continuously release waves of boxes instead of doing one wave and then a second wave, and that's still not all the product a store ordered, that's just the problem, in my opinion. And that's one of the reasons we're seeing such an increase in price, because of people having limited amounts of product and wanting to hike the prices up of boxes and stuff, and then that intel prices makes the price of the cards rise. But enough ranting about Bandai and product. Let's look at the prices of cards. I mean, next we have the Luffy Oda card, and I'm kind of surprised this isn't the highest because it's so hard to pull. And I mean, this is just a collector's dream right here. I mean, I guess the manga is as well, but in my opinion, I feel that this card could be considered almost more special than a manga rare. You get a manga rare at least one out of every set. There's not going to be another Oda signed card, I don't believe. At least I don't foresee that happening. I think this card is truly special, and for it to have a $2,000 price tag is kind of blowing my mind right now. Double packs are also extremely expensive for whatever reason. I mean, the pull rates out of these things are not even good. You do get the cool Dawn, but that's about it. These should be everywhere in stores, and they're not because of scalpers and resellers, and then just that lack of product. But then we have the Law and the Kid mangas, and those are almost right next to each other in price. Pretty expensive as well. And then, like we talked about, the $300 booster box is actually absurd for the set not even being a month old. I guess right about a month old. And then the SPs is one thing I wanted to mention. SPs have been bought out like to the moon across multiple sets recently, and you could just see it here. Nami 225, Yamato 145, and now 87. Uta, that's not even a good card. This card's not good. I mean, if you're playing this and it's in a topping list, you prove me wrong, but like, I don't think this card is good. It's $85. It's ridiculous. And then Kaido, which I think should be higher in price, $47. And then we do have Rob Lucci floating down here, $38.50. I mean, this card's also not good, but why is Uta higher? I guess it's waifu tax. That's one thing you can always consider when talking about a trading card game. But then we look at some of the leaders. A lot of these prices are pretty stable. Sakazuki's been right around here. So is Luffy. Enel's been floating from 70 to 90, kind of switches up. Surprised that this leader's not more expensive, especially after topping like 2 big events in the TCG already. And these other leaders are still more expensive. Just kind of surprising to me. Rebecca being $60 is also a little shocking to me when you see cards like Borsalino and Kuzan being more expensive than that. I guess people haven't realized how good this looks. And then I guess we do have an SP of this coming next set, so maybe people aren't clamoring to buy this yet. Another one that I think is slept on is the Secret Rare Gear 5 Luffy. I think that this card's beautiful, and $60. I mean, you look at some other secret rares. Sure, this one's not the best. It's not the most playable. But if you can't afford the manga, I mean, this is the next best thing. And $60 in my opinion is kind of low. I've been thinking about picking some of these up. Then we have Bello Betty alt art. I think $44 is pretty reasonable for this. This leader's not incredible. Same with Sabo and Rosanate. I think they're all kind of in the same boat of Rogue. They're decent decks, but I think this manga art style is the best art style to come out for leaders so far. And if you don't have these, go ahead and pick them up. I'm thinking about picking them up soon myself. I also think that Rob Lucci for $42 is actually insane to me when people are maxing out a Sakazuki deck and Rob Lucci's only $40, and then you look at Borsellino and Kuzan. I guess you can also consider that that's from a set that's almost a year old now, but yeah, that's just my opinion. I think this card's very underpriced. Another card I think is underpriced is the Kid alt art blocker. I think this card's crazy for purple decks, and for it to only be $40 is just kind of mind-blowing to me as well. But that's kind of the big cards in the set. You know, those prices have all been pretty plateaued. You know, they're not moving much. Where we're starting to see movement is the lower end of the set. Like Kaido Secret Rare that was $15 when the set dropped is now $40. People are starting to realize how good this card is, and you can see it again over here on the Secret Rare being $13 when it was originally $5. If you picked a bunch of these up, you're eating. And then Baby 5 as well. This card was like $15-20 on release. I pulled 2 of them and I was like, damn, I got some shitty alt arts, but I think this card's really good for Don Quixote. If they ever get another green leader, this is broken. Borsellino Secret Rare, or alternate art. This was cheap for a while too. I mean, it was like $20-25. It's seen a little increase in price. And then again, the Oda artwork Luffy. I think this is insanely slept on. Like, people are buying out the wanted Luffy. This is I'm pretty sure this is just as hard to pull as that. It's drawn by Oda and it's the same card. Like, I don't see why people aren't going for this. I'm actually about to buy some of these myself because I think this is slept on. We'll talk about the wanted cards here in a minute, but like, for the wanted cards to be as expensive as they are, and then you have the exact same card over here, in my opinion, in a cooler, better looking printing, doesn't make much sense to me. Bello Betty's gone up too. This was like $15-20 when it first came out. $28 now. I mean, I think that Rev Army has potential to be a good, strong deck if we get a better leader for it and some more support cards that lower power. But for now, it's just fine, right? Like, if there's more cards to be released that make this archetype better, Betty's going to be crazy, insanely pricey. And so is Koala. This Koala alt art, absolutely beautiful in person. One of the most detailed and most foiled cards I've ever seen. And yeah, the texture on it is crazy. For it to be $23 is absolutely crazy for a 2K in a red archetype that has a lot of potential. You will see this bought out if there's some more good support. Zorojuro, I think, is also... I think this price is fine. It's definitely a collectible card. It's not played in a lot of lists. It's a good card. It's just not played in a lot of decks. So $27, not bad. Gadatsu is surprising to me, $22. I guess this card's not crazy either, but what's really surprising to me is the Enel alt art being $19. I guess it's not max rarity because you can get the SP, which also looks incredible, but this one, I personally pulled 2 of these and I play them. It looks gorgeous. So if you're wanting to bling out your Enel deck, I'd buy these first. I think this card is slept on and really low in price. Ulti has also seen a movement. She was like $13 for her alt art. I guess people are starting to realize that this card is better than they thought. You look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add any of them to your hand, and then stack the rest on the top or the bottom. That's broken. Monkey D. Luffy Secret Rare has been the same price since release. And I mean, for collectors, I think it's a good pickup. And I mean, it's a crazy card. If there's ever a deck to really take advantage of this leader like crazy, then I could see this card getting bought out too. Mancherry, $17. This card's just, it's fine. Most decks don't play more than 2 copies of it, so don't see it moving. I think Law Searcher is something to be talked about because I like the red purple Law deck, and I think that the cards have potential. They just need a little more support, you know? Like, if we ever get a green-purple Heart Pirates Law Leader deck, I mean, this card's going to be bought out. That's just what I see. You know, I try to think of the head of the future and what there is to come. And some of these cards are not incredible support for that, but some of them have a lot of potential, and I think this is one of them. The Rev Army cards are some of them, but some cards I feel are just a little too locked, you know. So another card that I talked about in my Discord, if you're not a part of the Discord, make sure to go join the Discord. I have a Market Watch channel where I post things that I find every once in a while about increases in markets, things that I think you should buy, but this is not financial advice. Do not take this as financial advice. I'm just speaking my mind here. And one of those cards was Sabo. This card was like $6, $7-8 for the alt art. It's started to get bought out. It's $15 now. It looks gorgeous, and if there's a card to get released that reduces power a lot, this card becomes crazy in my opinion. Roast me in the comments for thinking about the future or whatever, but there is a red Monkey D Dragon leader on the horizon. We know it's red. We know it's Rev Army typing. If it's a good leader, all these Rev Army cards are going to the moon. So that's just my opinion. But another one that I thought was slept on was X-Drake. I picked these up for $6. It's bigger Doflamingo blocker. Like, this card's just really good in blue decks. I don't see why you wouldn't grab these if you're a blue player. And it's gone up as well. Pika, not amazing card, $8. But then we get down to some of these super rares, and after Rob Lucci, everything drops off immensely. So we got Rebecca at 6, Kid at 7, and Lucci at 3, and then everything just drops off hard. $2.50. $2, $1.50, $1.50, $1.20, and then everything below that is less than $1. And I think some penny stonks to maybe look out for would maybe be Karasu, like I said, Sabo. I think Rosanate is incredibly strong for green. This, I mean, it's just protects any of your character from being KO'd that's rested. Like, it's absolutely broken. I think that card's insane. And yeah, that's going to be it for OP05. Let's go ahead and jump over into OP04 because there is a lot to talk about for OP04. Again, we're talking about looking at the future. You know, the Three Brothers deck just got released in the OCG, and it's absolutely absurd. Black Yellow Luffy is insanely powerful, and once people saw what that deck could do, Sabo was bought out instantly. Manga Sabo was always super undervalued in my opinion, being at like $200-300 for the longest. Now it's at $615, not bad. But we also look at the prices of boxes. I held a Discord tournament like a month or two ago and picked up 2 of these boxes for $80 a piece. They're $140 now because of the rise in price of cards. I mean, a case is more than market price too, and double packs are pretty expensive as well. So Kingdom is Intrigue. I mean, like, it was a sleeper of a set. There was some good stuff in there, but in the middle and the height of the format, the set was insanely low priced. You know, you could find this most places. I did find a lot of double packs out in the wild. People weren't buying and reselling this because the set wasn't incredibly hot. Now it's starting to pick up the steam. Like I said, SPs have been bought out to the moon. One of them being Boa Hancock. I pulled multiple of these and I was like, this is kind of lame. Now I'm not too mad about it. So same with Law. Like, I had wished I pulled some Laws. These are going up. Another one that's gone up is Yamato because of some purple yellow croc support, which we will talk more about that here in just a second. Yamato is just a crazy card for yellow. In my opinion, one of the best cards for yellow that isn't Big Mom locked. And $85. I mean, these were like $40 on release. I grabbed 2 of them, and then they shot up to like $60-70 when we got the green yellow Yamato announced, and then they calmed back down to like $50-60. Now they're 85. It was at like 90 when I looked this morning. I mean, it's all over the place, this card. Rebecca alt art leader has been the highest alt leader in the set for a while, and I believe it's just waifu tax, but correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. I'd love to know. Sanji, I thought about picking these up for the longest, man, and I'm so mad that I didn't because now they're expensive. Yellow is just so strong, and this being a card that's played in almost every yellow deck, I'm surprised it took so long for this card to be the price that it is now. Like I mentioned, Sabo got bought out. This alt was like $25-30. It was like $70-80 on the buyout. It's calmed down a little bit, but yeah, it's still up there. VV alt, again, waifu tax. This and I guess collectability, going back to the anime and the manga, important moments, stuff like that. Very, very good price right there. Edward Newgate, after the bans and unbans and unrestrictions, this card shot back up, the Cursed Beard. And then we got Dofi Leader, about $50. He's always been around that price. Magellan, This card was cheap for a while, then Purple Luffy announced, or I guess not announced. This card was kind of expensive on release, went down, went back up. It's about 50 bucks floating. Purple Yellow Croc, there was new Baroque work support released, or not released, but announced in the form of blue and purple cards. One of those being a blocker that on block Dawn -1 to ramp one active, which would also trigger your leader to ramp another one active. So theoretically on turn 2, you play this 3-cost blocker, you block your opponent's hit, you ramp 2 on your opponent's turn, you're at like 6 Dawn on the next turn. So not bad, but I think the hype is unwarranted. Maybe I'm wrong. Prove me wrong. Let me know down in the comments below if I'm wrong. Purple Yellow Croc is the next best sleeper deck, but I just don't see it. Maybe there is some other stuff, but Miss All Sunday hasn't seen much movement as well. And now that I'm realizing it, I believe that the Purple Croc is not on the market, because it was like 30 bucks the other day and it's gone. Maybe people flooded it and it's to the next page, but beige has also gone up, as well as some alt-art green cards like Doflamingo because of some new versions of green yellow Yamato. I do want to apologize that this video is getting long. If you don't enjoy a long video, I won't hold you, but definitely grab some popcorn because we got 3 more things to talk about, and then promotion cards as well. Like I said, I kind of just wanted to do a deep dive and really explain some of these buyouts and stuff. But yeah, green cards are starting to see a rise in price because of green yellow Yamato. People are starting to figure out that one of the best versions is a wall up kind of Kid control, Doflamingo control deck, where you drop Kid, you drop Dofi, you just kind of lock your opponent out, hit them with double attack, win the game. And yeah, a lot of those cards were really cheap and now they're really expensive. Dofi being one of those. It was like 20 bucks for the longest, man. And this card was a menace. Like, I don't understand. And then beige, I'm surprised this took so long, but being one of the best 2Ks for yellow in the game, it was like 20 bucks. And it's finally doubled in price. I think it's right around the price that it should be. Sakazuki SP, I guess, was cheaper than this and has seen a little movement, but it's whatever. Queen Leader, super cheap. Queen, underrated deck in set 6. If you don't know, now you know. Pick these up while they're cheap. Miss All Sunday, if Purple Yellow Croc's so good, why isn't Miss All Sunday being bought out? I don't really know, but maybe that's a little stock right there for you. Monkey D. Luffy, 7 cost. I feel like there's just a couple cards we need before this becomes absolutely broken, but definitely a sleeper right there. Phoebe, always been about this price. Isho Leader, I think, is also a good pickup because, I mean, we're going to take a look at Pillars of Strength, Paramount War, and Romance Dawn, and as you will notice that alt leaders are one of, if not the safest investments you can make into this card game because they're always something playable. You know, you can always take a leader and go have a good time at a locals, whether or not the leader's good. And having the max rarity of that can be very nice at times. So when a leader's like 20 bucks, I think it's worth picking up. I've kind of been hitting myself in the head lately for not picking up certain leaders earlier in the game, like from Romance Dawn and Paramount War, because they were so cheap, and maybe traded some away. But now I don't trade my leaders away. I try to pick them up while they're still cheap, and I recommend you to do the same. This is not financial advice. Rosinante Alt Art, 20 bucks. Nothing crazy there, but we start to see some other stuff. Okay, here's the Croc. So it has calmed down a lot. It was like 35 bucks yesterday when I looked. Market price is still 14. People aren't buying these, so the price keeps going down. Lowest verified price keeps going down. But yeah, I don't know. Purple Croc hype is up there. Sugar's always been about this price. Kyros too. There is a Kyros leader coming out, and if it's good, the support's good for it. I mean, this card right here is definitely a sleeper. Shirahoshi Dash Pack. I mean, some of these cards aren't much to talk about. I guess Diamante has seen a small rise of price. This was like $5-6 bucks. Same with Treble. This was like $2 for the longest. Sanji's being 10 bucks. They've calmed down. They were like closer to 20 the other day, but I guess people have started to relist them. Same with Sabo. These were like 20 bucks the other day, starting to relist them because people won't buy at that price. Yamato has also calmed down a little bit too, but yeah, that's going to be about it for Kingdoms of Intrigue. I mean, you look at some of these supers too, like Dofi, $4, Sugar, $2. The rest, it kind of falls off from there. Everything about $1 and below too. But penny stocks I'd recommend is beige. Like I said, this card's insane. Purple Croc, people are just buying the alts. Why not get the supers while they're 30 cents a piece? If this deck is crazy, then you got them. Red Rock, 30 cents. Crazy strong card in my opinion. Why wouldn't you just pick these up? And then also some dash pack stuff like Speed Jill, Buggy, stuff like that. I mean, if they're cheap and they're hard to get, I'd say sometimes they're worth picking up. I also think Spiderweb is crazy, but I mostly look for super rares to pick up, or I guess sometimes rares like Red Rock. You look at other things like 3K Worlds. That card was like $4 or $5 at its peak. It might still be up there. I'm not sure, but like Red Rock is really strong. And with all the purple yellow Croc going around, I'm kind of surprised that super rare Croc isn't more than 30 cents right now. But let's go ahead and look at Pillars of Strength, which has been a while if you think about it now. Pillars of Strength was like back in June, end of June, early July. I mean, that's 6 months ago. Like, kind of crazy to think about. But cases of these, I mean, I remember when these boxes were still like 90 to $100, and people weren't buying them. People just would not buy them because the cards are fine. They just weren't worth a lot because people didn't want them. I mean, but now we go look, and a lot of the cards are crazy in price. Case 2,500, that's insane. Especially for a case that isn't like, I mean, some of these cards, like the price fall off is hard here in a minute. But Soju King was like $250, $300 for the longest. $600 now. It's a manga rare. Like, what do you expect? Like, people are buying these and selling them for such undervalue. If you can buy a manga for $200, why wouldn't you? I mean, it's just crazy to me. Then we have Katakuri. This leader's always been the most expensive in the set next to the manga, but 210 is absolutely absurd in my opinion. That's crazy. I know it's a really good leader, but that's insane. Same with Nami being 200. I know it's got a good matchup against certain decks right now, but $200, insane for this leader. Alt-Art Katakuri, I remember grabbing these for like 50, $60. They're like 125 now. Definitely a solid investment, but I mean, you look at the secret rares and they're up there as well. I mean, I remember on release, these were 30, $40 and people didn't want to pay that. Now you're really paying the price if you didn't pay that, and it's just because of Enel. Enel's so strong right now and such a good contender in the meta that you want to play Katakuri in that list, and if you want to play it, you got to pay the price now. I mean, these cards are crazy. I really think the Bandai needs to work on a reprint set to come out soon, just to help people get into the game more. You know, we look at Film Uta deck that's about to come out in February, I believe, and in that deck there are reprints of all the film cards, the green ones from Paramount War, which is good. Like, Nami was expensive as hell for a long time, but now we're getting reprints. However, they have gate kept some of these events behind promo walls that you can only win. You can only get by winning at your sealed Uta battle event at your locals. Like, that's just insane to me. Some of the events aren't crazy, but there is one, in my opinion, that is decent, and it's locked behind having to win. Like, that's just crazy to me. Next we got, like I was talking about earlier, Wanted Luffy is $150. That's crazy in my opinion. I believe this is the most expensive version of Rush Luffy, 5-cost Rush Luffy, and for Awakening of the New Era Oda Luffy to be like $25. Hold on, let me find it. It was like $24 is the lowest price, and then we look at the Wanted Luffy being $150. That's bonkers. Pick up your Oda Luffys now, and let's show them that that is the better version. Ace has also seen a rise in price because it has a decent Sakazuki matchup, not placing a lot of things on the board. Then we have, like I said, Katakuri is expensive. All the wanted stuff has really started to shoot up just because it's hard to pull. You know, they're SPs. I mean, they're those special rares that got introduced in this set, and people like the hard to pull cards that have a different look to them, and I guess these have those look. I'm not a fan of them personally. I kind of hate the look of these. I think they're ugly, but there are a lot of people that like them and consider them max rarity. Like, if you like 9-drop Kaido, this is the max rarity right now. Same with Kid. I guess you could argue this and the alt art are in competition, but technically this is harder to get. So it's about $70 too. Like I said, green yellow Yamato buyout. Arlong has also seen a rise. I don't know why. Linlin also seen a rise. I guess black and yellow is just a good combo now. Yellow heal yourself is always crazy in my opinion, and with some removal in there, I mean, there's a reason I like Queen so much. Pudding's always been about 50 bucks. Don't think that's going to change. Rob Lucci has also seen a rise. This was like 30 bucks not too long ago. Dofi wanted poster has gone to the moon. It was like 20 bucks for forever because this just isn't a good, it's not a great card. Like there's better 7-drop blue cards that you can play instead of this one, but it's one of those hard to pull cards. Charlotte Cracker's up because of Anel and Bello Betty. Iceberg Leader, shout out to the mayor. And yeah, I mean, I think this leader is a little slept on, and it was like 15, 20 bucks when I picked mine up. 40 bucks now, and when it wins Nats, we'll see it go to the moon. Parasparrow, Kuro, Polly, all about the same price. I do believe that 10-drop Linlin for 25 bucks is stupid. This card is actually insane. I guess it's only insane in Katakuri and Black Yellow Big Mom. It's the only decks you can play it in. But the second that there's another Yellow Big Mom Pirates deck that is good, this card's going up. Marco, 25 bucks. Khalifa, 25 bucks. Both those have been about that same price for forever. But yeah, we're starting to see that drop off here. We do see a couple things rising, like Usopp. Rush Usopp has been a tech in certain lists for blue lately, just to catch people off guard and close out a game when they're not expecting it. I do like that. These were like 4 bucks. I told people to pick these up a long time ago, and yeah, I mean, they were literally $4 for the only blue Rush card in the game. Zeph was crazy in price when Sakazuki was announced and in its first stages in the OCG, but has obviously calmed down now. However, if you like Nami, these are definitely worth picking up right now. And then Charlotte Cracker, 10 bucks is pretty good, but a lot of these other things kind of fall off. I do think Krieg is something to talk about. I think this is a slept-on card, and we'll definitely see some better play in the future with another good green leader. But another thing I talked about a while ago was Jet Gatlings. These were 25 cents. They're $2.50 now, and like I mentioned with 3K Worlds, like those were $5. Some of these rares can get really expensive, so when you see a good one, especially like one of these zero-cost counter events, like if it becomes meta, it's just going to be hard to get because it's an older set. I mean, we look at Kingdoms of Intrigue. Kit Course is 10 cents. This is the only red zero-cost event, and it's Straw Hat typing. If another red Straw Hat leader comes out that's insanely broken, you best believe this is going to be more than $1. But, yeah, everything kind of falls off and is less than $1 from here on out. So let's go ahead and look at Paramount War, because here we're starting to see some crazy movements. Ace was more expensive than this a little bit ago, but I guess it's kind of calmed down. But a case of Paramount War is almost $4,500. Booster box is $315. But to think, in my opinion, to think that the newest set that just got released that had a bigger print run than this and is more of an impactful set than this is right behind it and it just got released, like price-wise, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. Newgate Leader, 160. These dropped to like 60 bucks on the ban, and if you pick those up, you're eating now. Borsalino and Kuzan, I'm gonna talk about these at the same time. I picked these up when they were 40 bucks a piece in the middle of Paramount War format, like when Smoker was the only good black leader and people just thought these cards weren't that great. Like Borsalino, I've been talking about it, one of the best blockers in the game, and I don't know why people didn't pick him up, but like this is insane to me. 100 bucks for it, 400 for a playset. Like, I've honestly been thinking about moving mine and like rarity swapping down to the supers just to get some little cash and swap out for some other alt arts for some decks that I like to play more, but can't really do that when Borsalinos themselves are 40 bucks. That's actually crazy. Smoker Leader, Garp Leader, don't know why this has so much movement, but I mean, these manga artworks are just, I mean, they look so good, right? Like, they're really, really good looking cards, and I think that they're slept on, and I should have picked up a lot of these when they were cheaper. Like, Magellan, Ivankov, Sanji, Kinemon, and Garp were all like 30 bucks at one point, and now to think that they're all like 70 plus is crazy. Magellan is just another good purple option for this format because of a lot of the new purple support, but Sanji, people have been taking a lot of new support into Sanji. I think it's cool. It's interesting to see people trying out something different, and I like it. Newgate Alt Art, there's another form of this, but they're right about the same price. You know, the Cursed Beard. Ace Parallel, 60 bucks. Sleeper of a card, super good, but only for Whitebeard Pirates because you get the rush. I do see people playing this in Red Purple Law sometimes. You just don't get the rush. It's good to give that minus, though. Ivankov has been bought out to the moon because of the EB1 set support that we're getting for Impel Down. And in my opinion, I don't even think it's that good, but some of these other Ivankov cards or Impel Down cards are really strong. But 123 bucks for this leader is absolutely crazy. I mean, that's like pre-release prices on this leader. That's insane. And we'll see it with some of the other cards here in a minute too. Kinemon, 70 bucks. Not sure why. Nami, 86 bucks. I think people are prepping for that. The film Uta deck. Borsellino, still 42 bucks for Sakazuki players. That's insane. Zephyr, it's 50 bucks. Cheapest one. Pick it up now. That's all I'm gonna say. Little Sadies have gone up too because of the Hannibal leader and the Impel Down support that we're getting. It's just good, solid support. I mean, it's not crazy in my opinion. I do think there are a couple good cards that have gotten released or revealed, but they're not game breaking. Like, it's not going to make a meta defining leader. I think this is just kind of a market pump. Monkey D. Luffy, these were cheap for a while, like 15, 20 bucks. They're like 40 now. Same with Buggy. Like, these were like 15, 20 bucks. 45 bucks. That's crazy. I'm still surprised that Marcos are only 28 bucks. This blocker's absolutely insane, and if another red Whitebeard Pirates leader were to ever get released that's good, you best believe this is going to the moon. Nami's are 86. Luffy's are only 35. I think that's kind of undervalued if you're trying to prep for that film Uta deck. Not sure why Magellans are so cheap either. It's kind of weird to me. But Ivankov saw a surge in price. These were like 10, 7 bucks for the longest fucking time. And because of that support, it's just been pumped all the way to the moon. Not too much else to talk about. No other movement in some of these other cards. Film Nami, 15 bucks because people don't want to play with the common that comes out the structure deck. So you got your supers for 15. Yeah, I mean, there's not too much else to talk about. A lot of these prices have been stable for a while. I guess Boa Hancock Box Topper is going up because we are expecting a Boa 7 Warlords leader from set 7. So I could see this potentially being good. It's also got the Impel Down typing, I'm pretty sure. So who knows? Maybe there's some secret spice there that only the pro players know about. But Ivankov Super got bought out too. These were literally pennies for the longest, and now it's like 3-4 bucks. Pretty good return if you invested. Then I believe everything starts to drop off here. Suru being a $2 common is kind of crazy in my opinion. Like, I know Sakazuki's good, but damn, that's expensive for a common. Same for Ice Age, $1.64, kind of expensive. But penny stonks I'd watch out for. Judgment of Hell, Yamato. That Yamato, or the Odin leader that gets released, is actually insane, and it turns all your no counters into 1Ks, and then also makes your leader Whitebeard. Like, just broken in my opinion. I think this is definitely something to keep in the back of your mind, as well as Gum Gum Rain. This is a 0 cost event, searchable and Impel Down. I mean, I talk about it all the time, man. Let's look at Romance Dawn. Let's look at the first, the OG, where it all started. And case, 6,500. However, if you order off of here, you're not going to know if it's a blue bottom or white bottom case, if it's first print run pre-errata or not. So you got to be wary of that. But 6,500 is, I mean, I guess warranted with some of the prices of these cards. But they're like a box being 500. I mean, I guess if you pull Law and Nami, you're making your money back. Like, or Zoro and Nami, you're making your money back. If you pull a Shanks, you're making your money back. But like, that's just so absurdly pricey. If you're a collector and you want to have one of these in your collection, I'd buy it now before it goes even higher. But I really wish they would do a reprint of all of these older sets, like Paramount War, Romance Dawn, and Pillars of Strength, just to help let players get the cards they want for their collection a little bit easier. But I guess that's the name of the game, right? A lot of these prices have been stable for a while, but there has been a real big buyout on these alt leaders. Law's always been crazy expensive, but I mean, almost hitting $400 is crazy to me. Zoro's seen this price point before, but Dofi has never. Like, I remember selling my Dofi leader for like $100. Regret it now. Bro's $250. That's crazy. This Luffy's also $300. Like, the leader's not insane, but we do get green supernova support in EBO1, which might help it. but he's always been a little pricey just because he's Luffy. Like, you gotta love the main character, right? Hancock has always seen price points higher than almost anything else in the set just because of the waifu tax. Same with Yamato. Like, this card's actually decent, but people like the waifu tax. Cards I wasn't expecting to ever get this high were Kaido, almost $200, and then Blurple Croc. Like I said, that Broke's Work support got released. People are crazy about Croc. $240 for a leader is insane. And then things do start to fall off from there. Like, I guess not fall off, but like less than $100. We got Zoro, Mihawk for 70. I've seen these higher. Like, I want these, but I don't think I'm going to buy them ever. Same with Laws. Like, these were like 40, $50 for the longest. I thought about picking them up. Never did. I regret it now. It's that Yamato deck. Like, they like to play that Supernova kind of style in that double attack leader deck. King being $90. I mean, it's the cheapest of all of them, right? Like, might pick it up while it's cheap. Dofi blockers, I've been thinking about picking up the rest of these. I've got one now. I want to try and pick up the rest at Nats. So if you got some of those, you see me at Nats, let me know. I might pick them up off of you. But this card's just always been good. Kid parallels, I told people about this for a long time. I picked these up for 15, 18 bucks a piece not long ago, like right before set 5, so I could put them in Rosinante. $80 now. I mean, it's kind of fighting with the wanted poster, but this one looks so much better than the wanted poster. And yeah, you're eating now. Odin, $75 ain't bad, but I just don't see this leader getting too much better unless we get some more broken green Wano support. The red-green Odin leader is just infinitely better. Yamato, about $50. This card really will need a reprint one day. I mean, it's just kind of crazy to think that this card's that expensive. Sanji, slept on. Straw Hat, searchable 2K, powerful card. $30. That's bonkers. Shanks Parallel has always been like $30, $40. Same with Monkey D. Luffy. But Kinemon Parallel has not been. I remember buying these for Odin back in set 1 around like $6, $7, $8 a piece. $35 hairs. That's not bad if I do say so myself, because that Odin leader gets crazy. Let's look at the next page, because a lot of the rest of the cards, I mean, they're expensive. Romitsan is expensive. I mean, some of these, I mean, Ulti, that's not even played. It's just waifu tax, man. That card's not good. There's just better cards to play than this one. Kaido, $27. I think this is also a sleeper. I mean, that card's literally a board wipe blowout. There's not a card to negate that yet. Like, if there's another good purple Animal Kingdom pirate leader to ever come out, this card just gets crazy. Shanks, $25. I got these for 10 a piece. I'd say pick them up. I think it's a sleeper, especially if a red-haired deck ever comes out and can utilize this. Laws have been bought out as well. I mean, they've always been around 15, $20, but I mean, the listings are going down. Croc Parallel is right there, right above the price of a booster pack, which is kind of crazy. Perona Box Topper's always been expensive. If you like your blue cards and you want max rarity, I'd recommend picking these up before they go to the moon, because they are hard to pull out those box toppers. But I mean, you got to think about how many box toppers are left in the world. Probably not many. Kid also got that buyout treatment. It was like $5, $6 not too long ago, literally like a week or two ago, and now it's like 16 to 20. Always been a good card. Mihawk's always been a good card. We got a couple parallels that just aren't very good cards sitting down here. Boa Hancock, $650. That's not bad, especially with the Boa leader on the horizon. Like, this could be really good in that deck. We really don't know what to expect. So until we get that leader revealed, these might be a little thing to pick up right now. And we got some more box toppers that I think are slept on. They're OP01 box toppers. Like, you're not going to find these again. Like, you might as well pick them up. Otama for $7. Like I'm saying, like, some of these commons should not be this price. And they are for no reason. Like, it's, I mean, I guess not no reason. There's good reason. It's a good card. But, like, damn, that's too much, man. Like, reprint some of these damn cards. And not in promotion cards, like tournament winning judge packs and shit like that. Like, reprint them in a reprint set that gives us good cards that we need access to. Radbeam, $4. Absurd. Dofi Blocker, $4. I mean, like I said, this card's always been good. Kinemon Super Rare, this was more expensive, but now he's calmed down to like $40. I guess people just had these lying around. They relisted them, got them up there. And then we got a couple other things, but it starts to fall off a little bit more. Zoro, depressing when these were like 40 bucks at one point, now are $2 because of the reprint in the structure deck. But that's the kind of thing we like to see, right? Like, I mean, super rares going back down to a reasonable price because another printing happened, right? Like, your alt art shouldn't take a big hit, but like a super rare, yeah, like you're gonna take a hit on that, so expect that to happen. But like, come on, some of these cards are like Ezo, an uncommon, 225. That's bonkers, man. That's crazy. But yeah, we start to see that fall off here. I think that Penny Songs are Miss All Sunday. That card's insane, and for less than $1, that's pretty damn good, if I do say so myself. I think this Brook card is really good, as well as Desert Spada. Those are all some really good cards. Ninjiro as well, with that Yamato or that Odin deck coming out. Watch out for that as well. So those are just a couple of my picks. Now let's take a brief look at the promotion cards. This is, in my opinion, one of the reasons a lot of people like to play this game, because of some of these cards. They can go to these events, play, and win these cards to then sell and make some money on. But I think that's kind of, I guess, just a bad way to look at a card game, in my opinion. You should be playing it for fun and for the thrill of the game. But I guess everybody has their reason, right? Like, Serial Luffy actually sold the other day for $8,000. Yeah, $8,000. That's insane. So, yeah, I really don't have many words for that. We got a couple other crazy cards like the Zoro Treasure Cup. That's insane. Queen has always been pricey up there as well. Some of the Admirals like Borsalino, Kuzan, Sakazuki, those are pretty pricey. Super pre-release Luffy winter card. I think this is slept on. Like, there's so few of these in the world. For this to be this price is kind of ridiculous to me. But then we look at some of these tournament winter cards, like from the pre-releases and stuff, like this Gear 5 Vanilla 10-drop Luffy, like $600. That's crazy, man. Like, it's very hard to get your hands on, I guess, but like, that's a crazy price. Store Championship, $400+. That's crazy. And then here's your Otama reprint. I hope you like it. Sabo Sealed Battle, this saw a price increase too, but like, Sealed Battle wasn't held a lot. Like, a lot of stores, like both of my locals, did not get the stuff to do the Sealed Battle event. They did not get the Sabos. They did not get the promotion packs. They didn't even get the packs to hold for the Sealed Battle. Like, a lot of places didn't get to have these, so these are really up there in price. And another thing that is right there with it are these blue promo cards from that Sealed Battle kit. So, like, I mean, some of these cards aren't even good cards. Like, they're just, I mean, maybe they're better than I think, but like, I'm trying to collect all the leaders. I don't want to pay $110 for this common printing of a Luffy that was restricted behind an event that not every LGS got to hold. Like, that's kind of dumb, in my opinion. Like, Bandai, do something about this. Fix your distribution. But like, even we see some of these other ones like Nami, $100 for the lowest. Luffy, this one's actually not bad. $80 though. That's crazy, man. Actually crazy. Some of these other winter cards have gone up to Nami, Waifu Tax. I mean, she got her titties out right there next to a bag of money. Some of these other cards to mention, Tashigi Winter Pack. This has been floating from $40 to $60. Just kind of ranges, you know. But definitely playable in Sakazuki. People want their shiny cards. Brule too, like, this is starting to see more play in Katakuri, Enel, stuff like that. This is the highest rarity of it. It was like $30 for the longest, but 65, and like, I just can't justify spending that on a card that I guess it's an alternate art, but like, there's no texturing. It's not super hard to pull. It was just locked behind a dumb event promo pack. Like, that's just kind of dumb to me. Look at a couple more things. Some more of these winter cards and stuff. Like Bonnie got another buyout because of that Yamato version. Yamato Dawn is stupid expensive just because it's Yamato, I guess. I don't really know, but yeah, these promo cards, like I said, in my opinion, I think some of them are stupid just because they're locked behind walls that not everybody has access to or can't have access to because their tournament organizer didn't have access to it. Like, that's just dumb to me. Some of these also are like exclusive cards that you could only get from going to like some of the first regionals, like Jinbei. I mean, you have to pay $40 for this or you're not getting your hands on it, and that needs a reprint. That's kind of absurd to me. But Mihawk also saw a buyout the other day. He was like 65 bucks. Don't know why, but like he's definitely calmed down now. People trying to get those off their hands. But a lot of these older ones, older winner pack cards are starting to see a rise in price too. But yeah, nothing too crazy. Here's some more of those blue sealed battle event cards, like just 20 bucks for like these. It's just ridiculous in my opinion. Like I don't understand it. So my only thing is like Bandai needs to do a better job about reprinting and distributing and just printing in general, printing more so that the newest set lowest price on a booster box isn't almost $300. Like that's dumb. But anyway, my rant's over. This big market watch is over. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was hella long, but I just kind of wanted to do a big overview look and talk about some of these cards because they are getting bought out for good reason, no reason, and just being short on these cards, like short on product. There's supply and demand. The demand's higher than the supply, and we can see that through the price of some of these cards. But if I'm wrong about anything, in your opinion, let me know down in the comments below. Definitely be sure to join my Discord, share in the Market Watch channel if you want to. I love talking market prices and the prices of cards and why things move. But yeah, like I said, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you're not subscribed, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button and help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Also, make sure to go check out Dueling Guard. Use that code GumGumTCG for a discount at checkout. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.